Bienvenido, bienvenue, welcome, arrivederci? Is that a? I don't know if that's one of them. Welcome to a video. It is technically Thursday the 14th, Valentine's Day, of February. But also it's 12:45 a.m., so really it's like the 13th still. You know how that be. Um, right now I'm making a video to procrastinate a little bit, but also just to do a little bit of check-in, but it's like 100% procrastination, just FYI. I just watched a little bit of last Friday's video, and it got me thinking that I just kind of wanted to make another video. So that's what I'm doing. Right now, so today, technically, Thursday's the last day of the trimester, so I'm trying to get some work done. I have a big biology test, which I know almost none of the material for, and I have a pretty big stats test, which I feel like I know most of the material for, although I can't exactly recall, like, what's going to be on it. Well, that's not entirely true. I can kind of recall, but I don't know. I feel like it's a bad idea to not study, even though I don't feel like I really need to. Anyway, the other thing I'm doing is in biology. Before today, I was missing the animal tissue lab, the plant tissue lab, DNA lab, diffusion lab, timeline project, and kidney experience, like, homework. So far I've done the animal and plant tissue, like, microscope labs, so I still have those two other labs, DNA and diffusion and osmosis, the timeline project, and the kidney experience. And since the end of the trimester, I kind of got to get it all done, like, tonight, which is bad, which is very bad, and yeah, seems like bad news. But I don't know. I mean, I'm procrastinating right now, obviously, but I mean, like, hopefully I can get at least some of it. Like, I'm trying to get the DNA lab done at the very least, and see if maybe she'll let me, like, extend to Friday, because I think some teachers are doing that. Like, I have an assignment due for LOBCO on Friday. This, like, creative writing paper, like the anthology paper, assignment that he assigned us on Monday and expected to be due on Friday. And I just haven't started that. It's about Hamlet, which I'm behind on. So I kind of felt like I didn't want to start that. But also I have, like, reasonable excuses because I have tons of other things that I need to be working on. So anyway, this is just, like, all set up so the next video I make can be about me having completed all of this stuff. And that would feel very nice to watch in succession. I think that'd be great. I've been making some Spotify playlists recently, thinking about, thinking about, like, if I went to Ithaca, could I be on the, like, late night radio thing? So I made a playlist for, like, late night radio music. And I made another one with the edit of LOBCO I did when he's, like, making the cake or whatever, when he's, like, looking like this. Made another playlist starting like that, just like yesterday or today or something. Yeah, I'm into making Spotify playlists. So, exams are the next 2 weeks. I'll make another video, like, on Friday or this weekend or something, just because I feel like I want to do this more. Oh, yeah, so do you see, like, here, not where this is, but this, like, little splotchy space? Can you kind of see that? Right there? You see how that's different than theirs? Anyway, sorry to give you a close-up look. Oh, my Mac is on low power. So, I have this little, like, kickstand for my iPhone. It's like a little rubber, like, suction thing. You suction it to the back of your phone and then it stands up. So I was playing with it, and I suctioned it to my forehead, and I went, and it left a mark. That was Monday night, I think. Yeah, and today's, well, again, it's technically Wednesday night, but it's like Thursday now. Anyway, it still has not really gone away. It's faded, slightly since Monday, I think. Any other quick updates before I let this video go? Yeah, super stressed about biology. Hopefully in the next video, I'll be done. And English and stats too, Nintendo announced Link's Awakening remake today. The art style is, like, a little weird. It's a little too cartoony for my taste.
but I think it'll definitely grow on me. Link's face looks weird. It doesn't have a whole lot of emotion. He kind of looks like a me. That's one of the comments I read on the video, and I agree with it. But like generally it's good. Plus it has that good anime intro, I love that game. The game's so fun. Like Telltale Heights or Telltale Heights, I don't know what it's called. It's such a good song. Ballad of the Windfish is also a great song. Yeah, really excited to play that game. Apparently it comes out in winter 2019, so fingers crossed on that. Anyway, that's really all the news of the day, I think. For some reason I feel like I'm leaving out a major detail. If I am, I'll just make another video at another time. Oh, yeah, here's the other major detail. So Hudson Scholars was last weekend, right? I'm just going to speed through this because it's like 6-minute video already. And I want to actually start doing some work maybe. So Hudson Scholars was last weekend, and I said in my last video that I was going to prepare a little presentation for AGSA. I didn't end up doing that. I did end up presenting for AGSA, but I didn't end up preparing. So I just kind of, just did it off the cuff like that, off that cuff. Huge success. Not even being sarcastic. Incredible success. It just boosted my ego like nothing else. So what did I talk about? I introduced like the club's name, broke down like the acronym, asked the scholars like what ally means, and they were like, oh, it's a friend. And I was like, you're right, that's a very good definition. And they were like, thanks. And then my computer's really about to die here. And then I went through like why AGSA exists, why I joined, talked about coming out a little bit. Then I talked about like why I became a leader of it and like some skills, right, that I found to be important in leadership, like, which I didn't really think about before I started doing that. I mean, like, I know what to talk about with AGSA, but I don't really know what to talk about with leadership because I don't feel like, honestly, I'm a great leader, but I did try and like moralize something that maybe they could use, and was definitely true to my experience, right? I talked about how it's really important to like let your passion and energy and interest in a certain subject fuel you towards creative problem solving and things like that. I didn't exactly use that language like a problem solving, but I did say the word passion a whole lot. Yeah, so that was great. And then after those things, I went over some definitions. So I talked about like what it means to be bi, gay, lesbian, whatever. Those are pretty common, and most people knew what that meant. In one or two groups, I did go over the word queer because I was like, I can't recall if I was like, yeah, this used to be a slur, but now it's not. Almost, I forget. And what else did I talk about? Then I talked about like the big thing was I talked about the difference between sex and gender. And then I talked about trans identity, and then I also talked about non-binary gender, because I was like, why don't we just like throw this shit at them? Because the point of the lesson, right, wasn't exactly to like have it all sink in, because that's tough. It's just like to give them the vocabulary, or not even give it to them, but just like let them hear it. Like even if it bounces off, like it's still bouncing, right? And I didn't have that experience, like except for the word gay, obviously, and like lesbian when I was a kid. Even like bisexual, I didn't really like know about until later on. And yeah, so that was really my entire expectation of the day. But it was like a huge success in the like round, circle up thing, like the meeting afterwards, right? Like, I don't know, like 5 kids or something, maybe more, mentioned my thing as their like favorite presentations that they went to, or something like that they had learned from, and I was so happy. I was so excited. They were like all so woke, and like my little babies like paid attention to me, and they cared when I thought that they like, I don't know, it wasn't really sinking in, or they weren't really grabbing it, which again, like I wasn't like, oh damn it, these fuckers, but I just didn't expect that, and they exceeded my expectations. Which not to say I have like low standards or like bare minimum expectations, just, it's like a different kind of concept. So anyway, so I was great. It was so great. It made me really happy. And I think I'm going to share that with the AGSA like group and leadership. I haven't yet. But but I think it'd be nice just to gloat, not gloat, but like just rest in that a little longer, because it made me feel great. Because, I don't know, recently I've been thinking about, like, do I actually want to be a teacher? Like, I feel like that could be a cool career path. It, like, combines a lot of the stuff I like, right? Like, I like to talk a whole lot, so ding. I like, when, I like to feel good about myself, so double ding. I do genuinely, like to, like, help other people, right? And I think teaching is, like, duh. Like, that's three dings. Three dings. And then what else? Like, it would allow me to focus on a subject that, like, I care about, right? Like, if I'm doing photography, or if I'm, like, I don't know, like a diversity coordinator, like, white dude, probably not, but, like, I don't know, maybe I could do some sort of, like, GSA thing in some school. I don't know. I don't know, I feel like I could be kind of cool, and I'm, like, maybe a little bit good at it, maybe a little bit good at teaching. I don't know, I feel like I connect well, and even though I, like, talk fast, I don't know, I feel like it's something I'm good at, so, I don't know, maybe that's a career path for me, maybe. I should look into see, like, what schools I'm going to, like, see if any of them have, like, teaching options, because that could be so exciting. Wait, I'm saying this, and I'm, like, actually getting excited right now. Wait, shit, did I just figure out what I want to do with my life? This may be a little too much. Maybe a little too much. We're getting a little excited here. But, like, that could be so cool. Wait, I'm so into that idea. Yes. Okay, so that's it then. I definitely want to be a teacher. Yep. Found it. That's it. That's the one. Okay, I've definitely decided. Maybe we'll come back to this and feel totally different later on. But right now, I, like, can't help but be super excited about that prospect. I don't know. Other things. Oh yeah, photography project still in the fucking trash. In my last video, I said I was gonna maybe meet with. Oh, is my thing been ruffling the whole time? Whoops. Maybe meet with Ingrid on Sunday. She on Friday was like, yeah, for sure, no worries. Just send me the deets on Sunday or whenever. I was like, yeah, no problem. And then I texted her like Sunday afternoon. I was like, so here are the deets. She was like, it's pretty lit. And I was like, I know. And she was like, I'll be there at 8. I was like, sounds good, Chief. And then at like 6 o'clock, she was like, actually, I can't. Which, I was definitely like a little unhappy about. I mean, whatever. It's totally whatever. But it was kind of tough. Yeah, I was kind of cold to her on Monday, which I definitely should have been, and I thought about apologizing to her, but then I forgot. So maybe I'll still do that. Maybe it feels like weird, but I also haven't seen her all week, like since then. I don't think. I don't know. Okay, this video is 13 minutes, so we're gonna have to wrap it up. I think that's all the details. Again, HSA, Hudson Scholars is cool. Photography is not going great, but I'll survive. Working on my bio. Gotta get back to it. Pretty stressful. I gotta pee. I went to B-Belay today with Ella and Isla, which is nice, because I made a point to Ella on the phone the other day that I wanted her to invite me. I didn't want to, have to remind her to invite me. And she didn't need an extra reminder, which is nice. And it was good. I hadn't been to B-Belay, in ever. So, it was nice. I liked it. Anyway, I should really do some, work? New concept for me, I know, but let's get to it. Okay, deuces! Or, what's the thing from, 8th grade? Gucci!